Hi everyone, Chris here from Runaway. Here's the pre-race briefing ahead of Sunday's Chiltern Ridge Half Marathon. Just before we get into everything else, just an update on timings as they've slightly changed. So the registration now runs from 8:15 until 9:15 and the start window runs from 8:45 until 9:30. For those of you arriving by car, you've got 3 places that you can park, either at the train station, at the library just off the high street, or at the cricket ground. All 3 are in very close walking distance to the Shoulder of Mutton pub where the registration is, but please note there's no parking at the pub itself, so do choose one of those 3 locations. For those of you arriving by train, the first one gets into Wendover at 9 o'clock. However, it is now a bus replacement from Beaconsfield, so bear that in mind with your journey time. It is a bit longer than it was. The other option is to go to Tring, where there's a train arriving about 8:30, and then you can pre-book a taxi, which is about a 15-minute drive over to the registration area. So decide on what you're going to do, but if you want to check the times, go to Chiltern Railways. That's the best place to work it out if you're going to Wendover. Toilets, there's toilets available at the train station for those arriving by train at Wendover. There's also toilets, public toilets, within the library car park, and then we're going to have some toilets available at the Shoulder of Mutton. There's going to be 2 portaloos outside, and then anyone going in and having tea and coffee can use the toilets inside the pub as well. Now, when you arrive at registration, it's very simple. You're just going to be picking up your bib and your wristband that both have a corresponding number on them that we'll be using on the day to identify you and for the timing system. So once you've picked them up, that's all you need to do. There is going to be tea and coffee available in the pub, so do take advantage of that. And then once you're ready, head over to the start line, which is open between 8:45 and 9:30. We do have a bag drop available at the registration, which we will bring to the finish line, but we would ask only use that if you need to and you don't have anywhere else to put things, because there won't be too much space available.
Okay, so just jumping over onto Google Earth just to walk you through what's going to happen at the start. So I'll just highlight the different car park locations while I've got it up. So you'll see that you've got the library car park is up here just off the main high street, and the public toilets are just there. Your train station car park is this big one here, that's the station there, so you're just walking up this road. And then the cricket pitch car park is just in this area here. So those are your 3 car parking options, all within a very short walking distance. And then the registration at Shoulder of Mutton pub is just in this area here. So what you'll need to do once you're registered and you're ready to start is to follow where this yellow line is going, which takes you up this road along the pavement, and then you're crossing the road here. There's going to be 2 marshals here because this has a blind corner as you're approaching it, so it's very hard to see what's coming. So please only cross when you get to the marshal, and when the marshal says that it's safe for you to cross. They'll make sure that that happens, and then once you're across, you're through a gate into Coombe Hill area, and then you take a right on this fork, and then the start is just up here. All of this is going to be signposted with big blue A4 arrows, so it will be very easy to see, but that's what you'll need to do. So once you're registered all the way up there, get yourself to the start, and then there'll be no waiting around at the start. So as soon as you arrive, we'll just be queuing people and letting people off from 8:45 onwards. So be ready to go once you approach this area.
Okay, so for navigation and getting you around the course, you are going to be looking out for signs that look like this. So they are orange arrow markers that say route marker on them. These will be everywhere on the course where you need to make a decision. So that's your primary way of getting around. The second thing that you are to look out for is the orange fluorescent tape that will be tied to branches and different parts of the route between these markers. So this is just kind of a secondary reinforcement that you're on the right route. So look out for both of these things and that will get you round. There are 2 other types of signs to look out for. They are both very self-explanatory. The first is wrong way signs. So these are placed on paths that we don't want you to go down, so do not follow these. There's also going to be a few hazard signs, and this is just to alert you that there's a road crossing or something hazardous coming ahead. So if you see that, just expect probably a road crossing and just have your wits about you at that moment. Now, we would highly recommend, we don't expect you'll need it on the day, but we'd highly recommend it if you head over to our website and you download the GPS file of the full route that you can upload to your watch, or you can put it on your phone to one of the different navigational apps. We've actually preloaded it on the website onto Garmin and onto OS Maps. So if you use any of those platforms, then you can just save that to your profile and you can upload it to your app or your watch or whatever you use. That's going to be super useful if for whatever reason you come off the course and you need to work out where you need to go. As I say, we hope that you probably won't need to use that. We doubt you'll need to use that because it's going to be very clearly marked on the day, but it's always worth having a backup in that sort of scenario.
Alright guys, so we're back in Google Earth and I'm just going to take you through the route just to give you an idea of where you're going on the day. As I say, everything's going to be waymarked with our arrows, but it's always nice to know what to expect. So back at the start, here we are, this is where we're letting you off, and you're following a really nice footpath, but it's uphill for that first mile, so be prepared for a slightly tough start, especially on cold legs. So you're getting all the way to the top of the monument, and you'll actually notice when you go past the monument here that you'll see the finish line on your left hand side. You keep following the ridgeway, and this whole section is really nice down here. Go across a little road there, and then you've got a kind of sweeping downhill down the forests here, and then you get popped out onto another road. There's a little farm shop here, and this sends you into the Chequers estate, which is the Prime Minister's sort of country residence. So you're going through there. This is on the main national trail on the ridgeway still, straight through there, bearing right as you exit, and then you're sort of looping around into somewhere called Pulpit Hill, and then you drop into Cadston. As you just come out here, you do have to cross a road. This one is a bit of a faster road, and we've got a marshal there, and that leads you straight into the checkpoint at the Plough Pub in Cadston. So you're going to hit this twice. So the first time you hit this, you're going right, and we're sending you up what I would say is the toughest hill of the day. And this takes you all the way up to the top of Whiteleaf Cross, where you get some lovely views there, and we should have a photographer there, so keep your smiles out as you get to the top of the hill. Following it around and then going down left, and then as I zoom out you'll see this is kind of quite a big loop, and I won't take you through any detail, but just to say that you're hanging on to the outside at all points. So there's two kind of meeting points where the route meets, just here and just here. On both occasions you're turning right and sticking on the outside, so you turn right there, stick on the outside, you get to there, you turn right, you go around this kind of triangle, and then when you come back, turning right again. So there's no point at which you cross over here. You stay on the outside of this loop throughout. And then you come back into the plough, into the checkpoint. And when you hit this checkpoint for the second time, you've got less than 5k to go. And then that last 5k is back on that same ridgeway section that you ran at the start. So all of the downhills you had in the first 5k are now uphills and vice versa. And then as you come back into the Coombe Hill area, you're looking out for the monument, and then as you get to the monument you'll be ushered to go right and then straight through the finish line there, and that's your half marathon done and dusted.
Three things that we'd like you to carry. The first is a mobile phone with the emergency route number saved, and also if possible access to the route via one of the different navigation apps. Check our website for links to those. The second thing would be a face covering, and then thirdly the route map that we're going to give you at registration. We would strongly recommend that you wear trail running shoes because a lot of the ground is still very soft, very muddy and quite wet in lots of places. And if you're going to wear slit road running shoes, you're going to be flying everywhere. So please wear something with a bit of grip that's going to get you safely around the course. Okay, so if you're having some problems on the route and you need some assistance, the first thing that we'd like you to try and do is get yourself either to the start-finish point or to the checkpoint, where we've got first aiders, marshals and people there that can help you. If you can't get to one of the checkpoints, then see if you can get to one of the marshal points that are scattered along the route. And if you can't get to one of those locations, then please call the emergency phone number, which will go straight through to myself, and then I can either get a medic out to you or we can give you some directions of how to get some help. The live results will be available throughout the day. Head over to runawayracing.com/results and you'll see a link to it there. We'll also link it from the Chiltern Ridge Half website. So they'll be available straight away after you finish to check where you placed. So once you finish at the top of Coombe Hill, please do hang around and cheer in the other runners. However, there won't be any facilities up there, so once you want to either use the toilet or go and get some lunch, then please do walk back down the hill towards Wendover, where there's plenty of different things available. There will be at Coombe Hill an ice cream van near the car park, so you can walk over to there if you need some immediate refreshments, but anything else you'll need to head back into Wendover. There's two forms that we would like you to fill in. The first is the COVID self-assessment symptom form. This is something you need to fill out before you arrive, just to confirm that you or the people that you live with aren't currently suffering from any of the COVID-19 symptoms. So please find that on our website and make sure you do that before you arrive. And then the second form is to declare any pre-existing medical conditions that you would like to let us know about, that we can forward on to our medical team. So if you have anything that you need to tell us about, please go and find that on the website as well and fill that in for us. All right, thanks for listening. That's all we've got to tell you. Can't wait to get you down there on Sunday. Have a safe journey and we'll see you there.